Hello, this is Daryl from Klein RC Motorsports, and this is a look at what I'm working on. You know, in the past I've done these what I'm working on videos as shorts and really haven't been able to go into any depth at all about what I'm actually working on. So I'm going to try to do this as a full-length video. I'm going to show you a couple of the things I'm working on, and I'm even going to include some running footage at the end of one of my vehicles, the one that you see over my shoulder here, the UTB18 Capra. I'm going to show you that because I've been working on that one quite a bit and got some good running footage recently. This is the day after Christmas when I'm shooting this video, and I just want to say I hope that everyone out there had a happy holidays, whichever holidays you do celebrate. Hope they were relaxing and enjoyable time spent with family or friends, or you know, just that you were able to unplug a little bit and enjoy it. Here in Tennessee, it's been uncharacteristically cold, like, you know, below freezing since, you know, like 3 days ago. And, you know, we've got snow on the ground. We had snow on the ground for Christmas. We got some new snow this morning. Not a lot, but, you know, anyone who's been to Tennessee, especially Middle Tennessee where I am, you know that it doesn't take a lot of snow to really jam things up around here. It's been nice to look at, and my kids have had some fun playing in it, but I am honestly ready for it to go. Because I want to run some tiny trucks this week. I'm off of work this week, and you know, it's really been too cold to work out here in the shop. One of my heaters quit working, and I have a feeling heaters are going to be hard to find around here. I did do some looking a couple of days ago, and a store that I knew had just, you know, several heaters, they were sold out. So I've got to go out and try to find a heater. You can, if you look closely, you can probably see my breath. I'm out in the shop right now. I still have 2 heaters going, but I need the one up here on my workbench behind me because that's what keeps my hands warm. And we are supposed to have some good weather later this week, so I hope to get out and shoot some more running videos. But thank you for you know, tuning into this video. You know, if you would be so kind to give this video a like, if you'd like to see more of this content, and if you would subscribe and ring that notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video, I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to get this YouTube channel off the ground. And, you know, I hope to share with you just things that I learn as I, you know, continue working on these tiny trucks. And as the weather warms up, I will also be working on some RC no prep drag cars, and also some RC dirt oval cars. Have a very good track that just opened up this past fall, just about 20 minutes up the road from me, and I'm really looking forward to getting back there and doing some of that. But this time of year I really kind of stay focused on crawlers. They're probably my favorite anyway. They break the least, so they require the least maintenance, and they're just a whole lot of fun. So I'll get into it now. I'm going to show you what I've done to this mini Capra here to try to get a little more performance out of it. And like I said, we'll have some running video at the end. Thank you. So the newest thing that I've added to this, and this has actually been added since I've done the running footage that you're going to see, but I've got a Reefs 299 LP. It's a low profile servo, and as you know, the Capra takes, you know, what you would consider a regular full-size servo that's typical of a 1/10 scale vehicle. This is a low profile servo, so it's not as deep, which, you know, it comes in handy for clearance issues and anything on this size vehicle. But I've got this 299 LP. It was I bought it used on eBay. I've got a Vanquish 20 millimeter, which is the shorter servo horn that Vanquish offers. I really like these Vanquish servo horns. They they fit well. They're kind of minimalist as far as how much space they take up. When I've had clearance issues on vehicles with the servo horn, hitting on other suspension components, I've always been able to solve it with a Vanquish horn. And they're priced fairly reasonably as well for what you get. The two screws on the side that you can tighten up for better retention. I like the way they're laid out and they're easy to get to. I highly recommend these. And, it worked out really well on this vehicle also. I've also got up front, and this is something that was added with the servo, is I've got aluminum steering link here, and this steering link here too. These are aluminum. They're made by Hot Racing. There are a lot of companies that are coming out with parts for these vehicles, and I saw that the Hot Racing items were available, and I wanted to get something metal up here, because the plastic ones, I don't think they would have broken too quickly, but there was a lot of flex in them. And, flex is not something you want to have in your steering. One thing you can see here too is I've got shock bodies. These are Axial shock bodies. They're aluminum. They were from intended for an SCX 10.2. And, when I got this, I looked and saw that, hey, these shock bodies look like they would work with the components that were on here. This comes with plastic shock bodies. And I just decided, you know what? I'm going to use these aluminum shock bodies. I took them off an SCX 10.2, put some upgraded shocks on. So I just put these bodies, and I think these shafts are from the 10.2 as well. But, these shock bodies are just a little bit longer. And so what I did to make up for that is I just put some limiters in the bottom underneath the shock pistons so that they can extend all the way. That way it lines up with the length of the stock shocks a little bit better. You can also see that here I've got some spring cups at the bottom. These are Samix, and they are brass. These were also intended for an SCX 10.2, but since I'm using that SCX 10.2 shock body, I decided, hey, I'll try these, and they work. Now I've got the original stock springs on there because they're pretty soft compared to an SCX 10.2, as you might expect, since this is a much lighter vehicle. But you can see I've got those on the back as well, just to add some weight down low to help with center of gravity. And you can also see here I've got an aluminum upper link riser. It raises up these rear links, and that helps with your anti-squat, which helps when you're climbing. It kind of keeps the vehicle from trying to, the back wheels from kind of trying to go under it a little bit. So it helps you on hill climbs. Now you can see I've still got the plastic upper links. They're not going to hit on rocks or anything. I might eventually replace those with some sort of metal. And then these are the stock metal links that come on it. I believe they're aluminum. I'm going to just run those for now. I did order a replacement interior just so I could get some new helmets. I was going to change out the interior, but it looked like it was going to be a lot more involved than I expected. So I just ended up using the helmets from that second interior I bought and painted them just so it looked custom. Now you see here too that I've got body panels that aren't stock. These are aluminum. I ordered them from someone on eBay. If you just go on to eBay and search for Axial UTB18 aluminum panels, these should come up. They come in a kind of a brushed aluminum finish. And then I just took some vinyl that I had and wrapped them, and because I figured paint would probably scrape off too easily. But I wanted mine to look a little different. I like customizing. I like, putting my own livery on things, and so I just added some sponsor decals. I've got the icon here for the shocks, Curry Enterprises for the axles. Always like the K&N colors, and I've got Proline tires on here. So that's a good segue to talk about the tires. I have these Super Swampers that are class 0. I think they're like 3.8 or 3.85 inches. So they're a little bit bigger than the stock tire, but I've got them mounted to SSD RC 1.55 inch wheels, which is the same size wheel that it comes on stock, and I think that looks a little better than 1.9s. And it's just kind of keeping in with the scale of the vehicle. So you can see here on the front too, I found an old Axial sticker to add here, but it just, I like having a custom look to my vehicle, and this allows me to do that. And right now this vehicle is performing very well. Now I did have some brass inner wheel rings, the ring that goes in between the two halves of the wheel, but when I ordered it, I didn't notice that it was wider than what was stock in these wheels. So then when I clamped these wheels together, with the screws, it actually ended up cutting through the sidewall on the tire. So I've actually got some new tires on the way because I tried to glue them, but I just don't think it's going to hold up long term. So I've got the aluminum rings back in here, and then what I've done is I've ordered some portal covers that are made out of brass, because this vehicle definitely does need a little more weight in the front. And right now the brass that I've got added to it is in the wheel hexes and these spring retainers on the shocks, but it's kind of balanced front to rear. I definitely need to get that front bias to be a lot more so that this thing won't flip back so easily on climbs. But I've got that on the way. But I think, having this rear link riser and adjusting my anti-squat that way, that's going to help a lot. So there's a look at, what I've done to this so far. And I will definitely be showing this truck more in some of my videos so that you can see the progress that I've made. Hope you enjoyed that running footage. That was at a local state park here where I like to do a lot of my running footage. But I hope you enjoyed that. Again, I hope you had a happy holidays. and I hope that it warms up where you are too if it's cold right now. Enjoy the holidays, what's left of them. Spend some time with your family, and hopefully you're able to get outside with your tiny trucks. This is Daryl from Klein RC Motorsports. Thanks again. If you hadn't already, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to bringing you lots more content as we roll into 2023. Thank you.